Yeah, I think that this is going to come down a lot to what we actually get from Cloud9. They have a decent Dust2. I think the first map is a must for them. As going into Inferno, I think it's going to be a little bit too much of a task. At the same time, when we saw Liquid in their prime, this was a map where they were a formidable force on. So it's not going to be easy for Cloud9 no matter what happens, but there's extra points, extra money on the line, and hopefully we're going to get a good game.
And one thing I think we have to also mention is this Cloud9 roster. I mean, they made it into Season 9 of the Pro League. I'll hold that thought for a second because you see Sonic actually spots that one player. Unfortunately, going to lose his life. And Modem, well, he can't quite connect the shots either. It looks like the A site will be taken to come down to the retake. And I'll get back to my point in a few moments here because Stewie's going to be under pressure. And OC comes in from behind. So puts things into the 4-on-4. Though JT has lost a little bit of HP. They do have a kit onto JT, and they do have a flashbang to allow them to push in off a short, but it's going to be so tough still with so many players left alive from Liquid.
Liege waiting in Goose, the P250 available as well already. The first kill comes back. All players coming from the same angle, though, and only a single kill going their way. Twist, however, is there alongside Naf to close out the pistol round. It will be a victory for Team Liquid in the pistol, and now they're going to look to get things rolling.
Well, the point I was trying to make before is that, you know, Tom, we got to luckily cast the Season 9 of the ESL Pro League over in North America, and ATK was one of those teams, when they were known back then, that just kind of made it through off of MDL. Like, they didn't even qualify technically into the Pro League. They got invited in because some teams had to drop out. And then from there, they actually... Oh, my God. Oh, see, that's the bomb down, by the way, in T-Spawn. But then they qualified through actually into the playoffs. And this team... You know, no matter how you look at it, has just been consistently on the rise and have been consistently putting up some good games here and there. And I'm actually really happy to see that for them because these boys have definitely shown some impressive things. Modem, definitely one of the players, and Floppy as well, as you talked about, potentially one of these up-and-comers that might get picked up by the likes of Team Liquid or something like that. He's definitely on the radar of the top teams out in North America, and he has the potential to pull off playing on teams like that. But now on the Cloud9 roster, they're looking to defend this in the leash.
Oh my God.
I don't even know how you transfer that quickly and accurately.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to work out which was the second player he killed.
Yeah,
I know
I have
he
no
killed the
idea.
one close to him, but it could have been the left, it could have been the right. That was too fast for my eyes to even see. Floppy is going to be left with that scout in hand. Still a chance to do some damage. In fact, 3 players are now tagged, but a chance is just going to try and save this alongside his Deagle into the next round. I think that this is the be-all and end-all, though. I think Dust2 has to be a map that they win. More importantly as well, this is one of the maps, at least in recent form, where we have been able to see Sonic still perform on, like, a top level. Like, he is not... Like, he sort of came into this roster as one of the better players. Like, there's always been the sort of back and forth between Envy and Cloud9 where they've sort of made the joke that why would you let go of your best player? And at the time, it was definitely arguable. I think Envy's roster moves have been the better, but Sonic coming back over to the ATK roster was a big change for them. But it's definitely been Dust2 where you see him play some of his best Counter-Strike, a lot of the time picking up a secondary AWP as well to try and help in middle. So he's going to have a very good game, of course, because they are up against the powerhouse of NA, the team that pretty much everybody strives to basically compete against. They fell to Furia. Oh, pretty much everyone fell to Furia all the way through this tournament. I think Gen G are going to have to play some of their best Counter-Strike to beat them in the series that will be for first place. But one of the things that Furia did very, very well was actually neutralize Elise. Like, he had one of the worst series I think we've seen in a while. Obviously, the 4th best player of 2019. And someone, it's quite nice if you look through the last few years, he's consistently been a top 20 player, but that was definitely his standout last year. Very tough player to beat, very tough player to do anything against. Out-aim, even just out-think is very difficult. And more importantly, there aren't many teams who have managed to do that. Even Astralis, seemingly at points last year, weren't able to do anything versus this man. And he's only one of the many tools that Liquid have. Once again, we're going to see them blast straight out of a long already. It's going to be a couple of kills heading in their favor. And considering this was just the Galil's being brought back in for another attempt, this is a good start to the round.
Looks like Liquid, though, do want to rotate back through T-spawn and head towards this B site. And technically, there's no one really on the site at the moment. Modem's going to be the one kind of watching in towards middle, and looks like they might play for the retake, but I think Twist, he's the one on the lurk that can really be a nuisance. If he wraps around long and looks towards CT, once his bomb gets planted, he should at least be able to catch out one player. But at the same rate, I feel like Cloud9, if they hear this bomb go down, they're just going to call the save. I think they're banking on it going towards the A position. Money's not really going to be there too well next round, and I mean, you don't want to lose this double op setup. This is too crucial to have in your lineup, in your arsenal, to lose at this point in the game.
Yeah, there's nothing they can really do in this round. Retaking a B site as tough as it is, but you can see the T's can hunt this. They've got so much cash in the bank already. Going to look to try and remove, well, at least one of those AWPs. A double op setup, a costly one. I'm glad that we've got to see it early on, though, although it hasn't really achieved too much. I think Sonic, with that secondary op, can be a real menace. And, well, they've shown it here. They've been able to shut down every single remaining player. Unfortunately, the round has still gone in the other direction, but they've at least made things costly. And most important of all, they've kept the orbs.
Yeah, definitely. And also, I think just as almost important for them is just to be able to get kills, to kind of get over that mindset of, can we compete against Liquid? Because you have JT on 0, you have Floppy on 0, Modem on 1, and OC is the only one that's been, you know, kind of consistent so far, as we saw on the scout before. It's definitely gonna be a tough battle for them. I mean, there is a difference of about $2,000 and 100 points, and I feel like if you're Cloud9, those points are going to be desperately, not necessarily desperately needed, but more needed than the likes of Liquid later on in the year when we actually get to the major. Look at this push.
Ooh, oh, just about going to get away. I was more worried for Floppy there than OC. But yeah, you're definitely correct. Those points are going to be so valuable, especially when you have to consider, like, MIBR are likely to make some changes soon, maybe come back stronger. EG as well, you'd assume they'd come back stronger. So the points now, when those teams are a little bit weaker and in an online position, could be valuable. Modem, they'll do some damage. Find a lot of information out. The problem is the two players on this site are about to come under some heavy pressure. OC looked like he was blind. He's actually going to get both frags. And now Twist, well, he needed to try and make a play. Naf is the only one remaining. He does have time to play with, but the health he has is a bit more of an issue. Trying to find the shots through the door, and well, if it was OC doing that much damage, it would have killed off Naf, but doesn't quite work the other way around.
I think, you know, Tom, well, never mind, I gotta hold on to that thought, because I feel like Naf's actually gonna go for this here and try to pull this off. 20 seconds left. He's got both players in sight. Might have an opportunity to still take this round for Liquid. There you go. Floppy's going to shut this down. But what I was going to say is I feel like Cloud9, you know, versus ATK back then, I feel like they've given a lot more stability within the roster. I don't know what kind of salary they're on with ATK, what kind of, you know, practice regimes they had, anything like that. I feel like the acquisition from this organization's really helped them elevate their gameplay, because they've definitely been able to step up. I mean, third place, you look at the groups, and I think this is probably a team that most players out there, or most people out there, didn't really think would make it this far in, and credit to them. I think, you know, all the doubters are eventually going to have to start coming up with a new song to sing. Look at this push coming in. Nitro gets straight through. JT tries to get up towards Dumpster. Nitro gets himself a second as well onto Modem. Sonic's going to be the last guy alive over towards A, but Liquid don't even need to necessarily push this. In the meantime, Ali's just trying to catch someone out towards tunnels, and he's going to get Floppy down, and now this aggression that Cloud9 used is just being shut down by Liquid.
Yeah, and their long control so far has been flawless. Every time they've wanted to take long, they've taken it. The CT side haven't been able to do anything against it. Looks like the smokes will fall. Sonic actually gave me a bit of a jump scare there.
Yeah, right?
Face was walking into the camera angle.
I thought it was that old clip we saw of the Opera in mid, just holding an angle, then all of a sudden Peekaboo with Terrace just pops up in front of him.
Instead, OC now trying to save that orb once again. It's gone catastrophically wrong, and Nitro with both entries, they're struggling to hold long. And with decent utility, but just the pure individual skill that's coming up. OC is going to miss the shot. He's dead for sure. There's no way he gets out of this. And, well, this is what the T's have been waiting for. Put the pain onto Cloud9's economy. They only got 2,900 in that round, so it's only going to be able to be some pistols. And the scary thing is a T side of Dust2 can very easily get out of control. Like, you don't quite have the money. Of course, we see how costly their setup is on the CT side. And also just, this is probably the most confidence-based map in the game. Like, you have spawns that literally can give you a peek to take. I like the switch up, though. It's probably not going to net them anything in this round just because of the positioning. And Stewie will already spot so many players falling into mid. So the round is likely gone, but they can at least try and make things costly. Floppy, that's a wonderful shot. 2 guns picked up. That can be saved. Now, there's, of course, the opportunity to risk it for a biscuit and try and get back into this B site. I do think that's going to be a lot easier said than done.
Oh, this boost up. This is beautiful. Nitro gets a spot onto 1 and some early damage done. 2 players in towards tunnels. Might look to push in here, and there's going to be Nitro to defend on top of platform. Or maybe it's just Twist to get 3 kills with the grenade as well. Loden will at least drop Twist through the smoke, and he's looking to just save this AK. Some damage being done, but again, the round going to go to Team Liquid. Maybe Mono can get an exit frag if they do go through tunnels. Oh, not quite, unfortunately. And actually, Tom, I do have a question for you, because I'm not 100% sure on this, and I do see chat talking about it. The spots that go into the major, when we get to that point, is it slots per region, or is it overall points total, and like the top X amount of teams make it in? Do you have any idea about that? Because I honestly am clueless.
I don't know.
Okay. Because I'm really curious if there's allocated slots like we've had in the past with minors and stuff like that, or if it will be just top X amount of teams based off points period. I think that it's actually be really interesting if that does happen.
But there's always been some region-based before, but I guess if there's more points for certain regions, there's probably a reason for that. Otherwise, you would just keep them all the same. Early aggression once again seems to be the aim of the game for Liquid. The 25 seconds on the clock, and we're already into a 2v2 and a potential after plant position. It's going to be the upper box spot, which is basically as good a plant as you can get. It allows access from long, short, basically anywhere. They have to jump up in a pretty awkward position. Both players coming through long, though, and Naf is ready and waiting. They should expect somebody to be at the pit, but they don't check it properly. Now OC left all on his own. Naf even using that Molotov as a little bit of a smoke to blind his vision. The fact is, though, at this point, OC still has no idea where Stewie's actually going to be. And it seems like the decision, once again, is just going to be to hold on to that orb. So a 7th round will be onto the board for Liquid, looking utterly dominant. It's good to see, if I'm honest, although it's not necessarily the most exciting game for anyone who's a Cloud9 fan. I do want to see that sort of Europe versus North America battle when the LAN stages do come back up, whenever that may be. And the fact that some of the real heavy hitters from NA have not managed to perform to what we expect, I guess you could say. Even Elige, I think it was tweeting out that they've still got a lot of work to do to get back to where they were, which I think no one can really disagree with. The one thing that's really excited to me, though, is if Furia can take this or continue this on for a matter of months, they could be a team to watch because they have been phenomenal.
Even Gen G, we have to give them credit.
Yeah.
It's a team that kind of came out of nowhere with a little bit of an awkward roster, but they're seeming to make it work.
Envy as well.
Yeah, they really bounced up in this group stage, which is really pleasant to see. Nice flashbang, actually nets the push through, but Elige, well, he wasn't blind. So shut down Floppy and Modem. I'm seeing Liquid up 7-1. I mean, it feels like we've only been in this match about 10 minutes, but they're having some pretty damn good rounds here. I did see most people in chat, by the way, say it is still region-based.
Oh, okay.
Well, they do have at least the op on OC. He will be in the prime position to shut this down. And he does have the protection from long, too, considering Sonic's there. And the person who was holding it was Nap, and Nap's going to fall to Sonic. But unfortunately, OC drops as well, and so does JT. And now a 1-on-4 for Sonic. like Liquid, yeah, going to get themselves up to 8 now.
This is just full W key for Elysian. It is 2 players like leading the pack on both teams. Obviously, more so on Cloud9. OC with 11 kills. The next on the squad with 4. We have it once again, Jason. I'm hoping this won't be a running theme, but it is 1 player with the same amount of kills as his whole squad.
Was that Blame F yesterday? No, that was Calyx yesterday on Nuke.
Yeah, it was Calyx. And they did win that map. However, I'm not as confident in Cloud9 winning this one unless something changes drastically. And it is just almost full W key in a lot of these rounds coming out from Liquid, just running and gunning.
Yeah, I mean, there's just kind of no respect coming out of Liquid, and, you know, there's no need for you to until Cloud9 make you respect them, and that still trades going Liquid's favor. The double op still being maintained for Cloud9, and look at that, OC and Sonic come up big. They actually do pull the man advantage towards their side. And honestly, these double ops have been doing pretty good. OC's been hitting some pretty consistent shots. It's just kind of the problem is he's not really in the midst of things, right? He was over at the B site before. It seems like they're trying to maybe put him in position so he can be impactful in these rounds. But it just seems like Liquid want to go A almost every time.
Oh dear. I didn't even know there was one towards long. Sonic does connect the shot, but it's given Naf a chance to lifeline. He'll be facing off against Floppy. Someone we talked about at the beginning of the game. Definitely a potential within North America. A star of this team, no doubt. Can he finally rise to the occasion? Naf just could be playing hidden. A little bit sneaky. I think Floppy should be able to spot him out and instantly headshots him. So a second round will be coming up for Cloud9. Those double AWPs won't be retained, however, and they don't have the money to rebuy another, so it is just going to be the one. I imagine that's going to go into the hands of OC, and unfortunately, with so much money left on the board for Liquid, I'm a little bit worried that this is just going to be a straight return, because the buy that's going to come up for Cloud9, it's not a good one. They needed a clean round.
Yeah. I mean, I do like the response from Cloud9 with how aggressive Liquid's been towards short, towards long A. You know, don't play aggressive yourself. Play a little bit passive. Use the double ops and that range that provides you to your advantage. But the unfortunate part is that because they haven't really had any clean rounds and they're down 8-2, like you're saying, they can't really afford the double up again. So this is a massive chance for Liquid to just completely shut this down, force Cloud9 onto the save, as you've already hinted at, and potentially Liquid could just bounce to 10 straight off this round. So we need to see something come up big, and Sonic's going to retain the op. I would have thought they'd give it over to OC, because I feel like in general he's been more successful. I mean, he's on 12 kills and Sonic's on 6. It looks like they want to keep the op over towards the A site.
Well, I think, that, as said, this is the map where if Sonic is going to dominate, it's Dust2. Like, as said, in recent form, like, he is the man that's normally up there with Floppy or with whoever the second player is for Cloud9. So I can understand why they're going to do it. At the same time, as you mentioned, he's not necessarily been too successful. Although there have been a few rounds where OC has saved the AWP as well. So maybe his stats are a little bit inflated. And it's maybe just down to confidence. And as you mentioned, positioning. And he's going to be given to him to go for that long peak. Unfortunately, this time there's absolutely no one there. And after Liquid have bombarded short, bombarded long, it looks like this time the pressure is instead going to be on Floppy.
Well, there's not many other places on the map to bombard at this rate. Looks like it would be the split in towards B. Lucy's going to respawn with his own scope to keep them out. Instead, they're just going to rush in straight to the B site. Floppy. We talked about him a lot. He's going to peek around the corner, get the first, get the second. Unfortunately, his twist will shut him down, and looks like the B site will be taken, but OC peeks in and gets one. That was unexpected, and Nitro catches Modem on the rotate. So the bomb will go down at 2-on-3, and I hate to say it, but it might be Jame time again.
It seems like whatever position on the map Liquid want, Liquid take. And, well, without a huge amount of utility, weaker weaponry, that round was going to be tough as it is, but they completely avoided Sonic's AWP, and the entry fragging from Liquid has been phenomenal. Like, it just seems, again, like man for man, pound for pound, they are the better squad. a 9th already on the T side, and I would almost bet there's going to be more to come. Luckily, the CTs do still have a reasonable amount of loss bonus, but I do question if they can even force in this next round, or if it just has to be those 2 weapons alongside an eco.
I mean, you see their impact player. Well, you don't see it. I see it. Twist with 1 kill and 100 damage. I mean, that's typically not the impact player you see, just the 1 kill. But the trade he did get onto Floppy gave him that B site. And it looks like we will have the force up with some armor. Well, the half buy. Some armor, P250, Deagle. And, well, JT might be overwhelmed. Immediately just turning tail and running. And smart call being made considering how many flashes were thrown in over the long A position. And they've gone for a stack in towards middle. And I kind of like this. The only problem is that Liquid aren't really going this direction. And we saw this before, right? When they had, I think it was just the 5 USPs. And they rushed up middle. I'd almost like to see them do this with guns, just to take away a hard position away from Liquid.
And the only problem is I feel like elsewhere, Liquid have been able to gain so much control that it's tough to definitely push middle. I think that if they have long, they just push A. If they have tunnels, they just push B. Unless you can catch the bomb in rotation, it becomes very difficult. Whereas the A stack that they've currently got, well, there is no push towards B, which is a position that you basically have to be on the B side to have cleared it. You can't just spot in certain angles because of how slim the tunnel actually is. The stack is going to be in the right place at the right time. The question is, will they hit their shots? And while the AWP is already gone, Elige, he's been just phenomenal so far. Clinical as ever, back to his old self. And, well, we don't even need to mention the other players on the squad, which are just popping off alongside him. This round has fallen flat. They do have the money to buy into the next round, but already double digits for Liquid. And after, as said, a quiet performance for Elige versus Furia, I'm starting to wonder if that just shows how good Furia actually are, that he just comes back into this game versus Cloud9 just dominating. Maybe he just wanted a little bit of revenge just on whoever was next.
I think the scary thing we just saw there, Tom, was that Liquid that late into the round just ran up short. I don't think there's any utility used. They just took the hard battles and won them. Like, to be able, I mean, obviously we did see the say coming out of Cloud9, where I guess the half buy, they do have the double ups this time, but to be able to just run up short like that, well, unfortunate for Cloud9 to not be able to return some more kills. But now the double up, let's see if they can do that. OC is going to be in the middle position now, looking to get some kills. Sonic can be watching over towards short. I like this position. They also have Modem there to help assist OC, so giving up full short control to play for the retake. I like this out of Cloud9, but they got to hit their shots. It's that FPS 101 basics, you know. You got to be able to out-aim your opponent. And with them grouped up over towards B, Floppy and OC is going to be in a really tough spot.
Oh, here we go again. They're going to check the angle, but maybe not properly. Floppy is going to get away with 2, but of course there's 2 straight back for Stewie. Haven't had to say his name too many times in this game, but this round is his for the taking, and Elige is playing that lurk role. You can tell that there's going to be players waiting, checking. JT is ready, and he wins that duel. That gives them a chance now, but the Molotov is going to deny them space, at least for a moment. They do have a kit onto Modem. Incendiary going to be thrown into the back, but it's this close corner position we've seen before. It's all onto Stewie, and he can't do anything this time. In fact, JT gets all 3 kills in the retake. He's not the man with the kit, but they've gifted him the defusal. And it is going to be Cloud9 grabbing their 3rd round.
They saved the double up, more importantly. Well, not more important. I guess win the round's the most important part, but they saved the double up. That's going to be good. Again, it feels like, I'd say at least 2 of their rounds have come from that. And I think the other round was Floppy in the 1v1 on the A side after the bomb was planted. But still, 3 rounds CT side? I mean, look, let's imagine a world where they get 5 rounds. Will that be enough for them to swap over to T side?
It's doable. Oh, here we go again. As said, long control has been one of those positions where the T's have been ever so successful. I can't really think of a round where they've actually got away with it, and OC has just been ruined. A wide peek out, no utility, no flash, just NAF. But sometimes that is enough.
What?
He's gonna get a second! Oh my goodness, NAF! He's just destroying them. Come on, man, you can't just do that. And while Sonic is even gonna burn, I don't believe it. Like, Modem's even just asked in the chat, like, did you see me? And it's funny because Naf has just gone, were you trying to get the AWP? And Modem goes, no. And he goes, oh, lucky me then. I love Naf.
You know what's funny? Didn't Cloud9, known as ATK then, play against Liquid in the studio when we were casting in the Pro League? And Modem was like screaming at Stewie. I think it was like overpass or something like that. And then once Liquid started winning rounds against him, like Modem just became dead silent and Stewie started yelling back.
Yeah, Stewie started shouting
I remember
back.
that. That was good times. Well,
I remember in that game that Stewie's trash talk was fairly average.
Oh yeah,
like,
no, yeah.
It was like obviously trash talk should be quite short and sweet, and his was like overly long, and we were just sort of sat there like, well, you're winning, so I won't I won't say anything. But here we go.
Ooh, auto sniper.
You love an auto sniper, and it's gonna be coming up for a Liege as well. He hasn't punished them enough, so he's gonna try and hit them through the door. Pretty close, but not gonna gain anything. We'll just leave it in the spawn. It doesn't matter because Naf's still continuing his reign of terror. JT left with an MP9, and okay, there's 2 rounds in a row. He's killed him through smoke. That one, I don't think Modem can really complain about, but this is over.
Jeez.
12 rounds already on the T side. It has been a blast for Team Liquid, and Sonic, he can at least try and pad his stats a little bit. He is near the top for his squad, but there's nothing they can do. This is utter domination, and Jason, let's give them a breather as well as ourselves, because we'll be back after a short break.
Stay up all night. It'll take it all or nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside. Stay up all night. Sleep through the sunrise.
Sitting on a bench, waiting for the time to pass, dreaming of what happens next. I see what I wanna be, questioning my destiny, only knowing what I see. I don't even realize I've already made a path, and I can change it anytime. I can't take it back. I know what I want, but it seems so damn far away. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said I know I empower those who dream like me. I know I sound crazy. saying better use it. Tell yourself day after day it's time to prove it. No days off, keep the hustle moving. Wanna see you be what you wanted to be, prove it. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh.
Well, everyone, if you blinked, you might have missed out on the first half here as Liquid won 12-3 on Dust2. This is Cloud9's choice of map, and now we're going to swap sides and find out if we will be extending this map to go further into it, or if unfortunately Cloud9 will lose their own choice, which will bring us on over to Inferno. Jason Cap and Tom Biz. And right now, Tom, I mean, give me your blunt, honest opinion. Do you think Cloud9 has what it takes at the moment to... Okay, then you get to finish the sentence. I agree. I agree, though. I'm not denying it either. Liquid have just looked pound for pound the better team at the moment.
Yeah, I think that, in all honesty, this has been one of those resurgence performance where you look at Liquid and go, okay, if they can continue to play like this, they might just become unstoppable again. Like, it's been unreal. Like, every single player has had their moments. Pissed around, not looking too bad initially, though. They'll have a bomb plant almost guaranteed. And JT's even going to kick things off. He did have a triple kill previously. Stewie, oh, it looked like he was going to check. Unfortunately, Modem will have him in the back. His 4th kill of the game, hoping to try and turn around with the rest of the team. Of course, we have witnessed an incredible comeback from this Cloud9 roster before. After being dominated in the first half, and the first map by G2 when they were in Pro League Finals, they managed to turn things around. So they're no stranger to the comeback, and with a pissed around like that, well, maybe they've got the blood pumping a little bit.
I was almost expecting Modem to be like, oh, were you going for the op there? What? 1,024 damage? That can't be right. It says Modem did 1,024 damage in round 16.
It can't be right. You are correct.
Mathematically, there's only 10 players on the server, which means 1,000 damage max.
He would have had to also kill himself to get 1,000, so...
Oh, maybe that's the damage he's going to need to do for them to win rounds.
Or maybe they're just including this round as well. He's about to just kill everyone. You know, they're adding it up. The prediction of the future has come through from the HUD. Naf does hit the shot, and in fact a couple of tags have now come in, maybe softening them up a bit for Stewie. Rotation coming from Twist as well. He's going to get shot seemingly through the smoke. And Stewie, there's nothing he can do here. It's going to be maybe even another flawless round, which would be wonderful for Cloud9 kicking off their T side. As mentioned earlier, the T side of this map is hugely momentum based. If they can get rolling, get the money, reduce the ability for the AWP to come in, maybe shut down some of the players who've been confident and aggressive so far. Who knows? Maybe there's a turnaround, but I can't say I'm a believer. Liquid are just too far in the lead. 4 rounds is all they need on this CT side, and well, this is only the pistol and follow-up so far.
Well, I think one thing we can say, as you've already kind of alluded to before, is that if Cloud9 do want to, you know, be on equal footing as Liquid, or against Liquid, and take some of these rounds, I think Modem and Floppy are 2 of the players you're going to have to look at. And Sonic, as you mentioned before, may get him an op on the T side and see if he can open some things up. I mean, Modem is a very, at least back then, was an emotional player. And when he gets riled up, the entire team follows suit. And Floppy, I mean, this guy, he could pull off some insane rounds. We've seen it in the past. Everyone's seen the clips. Well, 9 kills at the moment, but, I mean, if Cloud9 can come online, I think there is a chance to come back against Liquid, but once we get to Liquid's first buy round, that's, I think, going to be a big telling sign of how the rest of this map's going to go.
Well, already a quick push coming out from long. It's a 5-man stack, and Twist has already managed to get 2. Another comes up for Nitro as well. This can't be the way that they get their 13th round onto the board. It's going to be a quick rotation. The remaining T's are just running for that B site, and Afterplant in that position would surely spell around victory. The only real worry is just that all the weaponry has now fallen into enemy hands. Even if they just saved from here on out, this would be considered a very good round, but honestly, I wouldn't blame them for going for it.
JT The assist for the flashbang is going to peek out, but gets nothing. Now this leaves it all on Floppy in the 1-on-3. Luckily, Nitro's on 2. Alicia's on 3. So it's the weapons they have to really deal with. And well, no kit currently on the side of Liquid. They have to pick up the pace here on this push. They force Floppy off a platform. They're going to come in straight through the window. He gets the first. He gets the second as well. Now the third to find. Naf on full HP. And Floppy on a 34. Naf gets directly above him and gets the kill. And I would imagine he's going to have the time for the defuse as well. And this is going to hurt for Cloud9. They went for the aggressive play towards long. And Liquid are going to come out the victors.
Ooh, oh my, 0.3. That's brutal. That is, yeah, that's as bad as it gets. Like, that was a round with a Deagle and full USPs. Like, I didn't expect them to break back so soon. A 5-man stack towards long, though. It was a very good read. But, yeah, they now come in with arguably better than the full buy they were expecting. They've got the AWP onto Stewie. They've got Naf with an AK-47. Luckily, the T's did make enough money in the prior rounds that financially they're going to be fine. They can still purchase into this one, but the real pain would be as if they're reset here. We could be looking to a very abrupt end to this match. Twist in a good position, but he's left completely blind. A good flashbang from JT will give them that clearance, and the smokes being down allow them to take long control. They've still done it fairly early into the round, and sure, it has been initial trade, but this is where we get to watch the reaction from Liquid. How they're going to switch things up. It's a push all the way up mid, at least initially, but it seems like after learning of the location of the T-side players, they're actually just going to send the majority onto A.
Oh, the smokes, the Molotovs all thrown down. One flashbang to get them across. The smoke's still going to be here to help assist this. And JT, why does he push forward? They dropped the bomb! Liquid now with control of the bomb, with no smokes, no real utility for Cloud9 to rescue this. They have to just get the brute force kills, and once he tries to go for it towards CT spawn, but look at this. Liquid sent all their players down towards CT, even sending one to flank him from long. I don't know what happened. I don't know why JT went forward. Maybe he didn't realize he had the bomb. Maybe he got caught up within the smoke and the flashbangs. But Modem's able to rescue it, but I don't know for how long, because Nitro's flanked him from behind.
Ooh, Modem is just about going to get away with it. Tries to turn it into a 1 versus 1 before the bomb goes down, but not going to be able to. And that could be it, Jason, in all honesty. Like, the choices of Cloud9 are bleak, to say the least. They have to either invest here, rely on Modem with an AK, and everybody else with either a Galil or a pistol. If not, well, they're playing for a 10-round streak versus a Liquid who've looked unstoppable thus far. Every single player in double digits. Elige still leading the charge.
Oh, man.
And why, it is just going to be more kills for him, potentially. Okay, only the one. They managed to retrieve an AK. The group up has worked, at least initially. Second nade about to be expended, but I'm pretty sure that's not what Naf meant to do. The only damage he did there was to himself. Does in fact get dinked up.
Just doing the handicap, Tom.
I think he needs to do a little bit more than 1 HP worth of handicap. It's not... So yeah, I've handicapped myself. How much? I don't know, 1 HP.
Did you just cover your mouth when he said that to you on purpose?
Yes.
Little twist now. Gonna receive 2 players. Takes Modem right off the bat. Now Sonic with the AK inside of the smoke. At least he hasn't been spotted, but that smoke's to dissipate momentarily, and he gets the guy towards car. No, he doesn't take down Nitro. And, well, Twitch is gonna peek in. Liquid now on 15-5. And, well, the money's there for Cloud9, but they have to win 10 straight to throw it into overtime.
Yeah, I think the only silver lining is that at least they're coming into this round with a purchase. That's what they saved for, to at least get some Byrons on the board. Of course, facing off against Liquid was always going to be a tough task, but your own map choice being this dominant, we've almost seen, I don't want to call it disrespect.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. Now I've just got a dink on an OC through double doors.
It didn't do much damage, but it is kind of ridiculous. Here we go. A B play to keep themselves in the match. Nitro ready and waiting. That's 2 already to his name. The rotation is there from Naf. He doesn't want to allow them presence in here, and Floppy already going down in mid as well. Leaves just 2 players standing in Liquid's way. Sonic is going to go for the plant. The nade dunked in, but won't do any damage. This is going to be such a tough hold, especially with the amount of utility still available. 4 flashbangs, a smoke, an incendiary. They're expecting maybe some aggression from behind, but both players just holding within the site. Sonic is going to have to go huge. He looks to try and peek back in and trying to surprise them. A bit of a whiff spray, but he gets away with it. Kills off Stewie at least, but now it's all on to OC. 3 players to find the shot, and the first is hit. But that is all she wrote, Jason. 16-5. Utter domination from Team Liquid, and now they get to head into Inferno with a map